Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Housing and Economic Development Committee. Today is October 13th, and we will begin with roll call, posting of the agenda, and the flag salute.
Okay, Member Basua is absent. Member Flynn,
Present.
Chair Madrigal.
Here.
We have a quorum. The agenda for the meeting was posted in the City Hall kiosk on Wednesday, October 7th.
Thank you very much. Mayor, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Sure. All rise, please. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Moving on, we have, we have public comments on items not on the agenda, and I believe we have no speakers this afternoon.
Right, no one has signed up for anything.
All right, thank you very much. Continuing then, item C. We have the approval of minutes for our last meeting on September 22nd, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second. Call for a vote.
Member Flynn,
Aye.
Chair Madrigal.
Aye.
The motion carries 2-0.
Thank you very much. And lastly, we have moving on to reports. And we have a review and prioritize council member agenda requests.
Yes. So Ashley Golden, Assistant City Manager for the Housing Economic Development Committee. We actually only have 2 items that were left on the future agenda request. What we've done throughout today is to go back to every committee with the items from the past year that various council or committee members had requested come back. And these are the 2 that we were left with. You'll see one of them was actually brought up in the Finance and Governance Committee by Councilman Perello regarding the marijuana income. And the second one was brought up by Councilwoman Lopez, which is now not on the Housing Economic Development Committee. And that was about the future mobility. And that was related to the Michigan Institute study and presentation at Oxnard College. When was that? Earlier in the winter or the fall of last year. So those are the 2 items, and what we're looking for from the committee members is just if these are still important items that you would like to come back here and review at a future date, and we will get those going to you. Before I turn it over to the committee, I would like to just bring up, as far as it relates to the impact of the marijuana income, I do think with our last few presentations to the council on local equity, September and October, and then we will be going back to council also at your October 20th, there is a fair amount of information in there as it relates to not only the tax rates on the various types of cannabis, but there is also information on the one-time payments and the 1% of revenue. So although it didn't come to this committee and that subject matter, I do think when we came on local equity, a lot was presented on the marijuana income that would be coming to the city based on the number of permits that the council has authorized. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. And I believe Michelle said that there was no public comment for speakers.
Correct.
Okay. Mayor, what do you, anything about 1 and 2?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could hypothetically go on the next item, or it's the last time on the agenda. But I'd ask for a status update of the Safe Homes, Safe Families program. And I don't know why it didn't end up on the list, but I just want to make sure that to me is a top priority. And as far as the impact of the sale of marijuana income, I just wanted to ask Ms. Golden, it's more, I don't know if it's more of a finance issue rather than housing and economic development. I understand the economic development side of this, but I'm just wondering whether where it should start. I mean, that's just my only question.
Committee member Flynn, as it relates to the Safe Home, Safe Family, yes, we did note your item, and I believe you brought that up actually in one of the other committee meetings. It was just that this agenda was already prepared and posted by then.
That's-
And these were kind of the past ones. So I do have code compliance working on that update, and we will be bringing that back in the near future.
Oh,
As it
great.
relates to the questions that you just raised on the marijuana income, I guess it could go either way. I think the bigger question that I really had is, with all the information that we've actually presented to the full council as it relates to cannabis income in all the different categories, if that is sufficient in understanding the potential influx of money that may come in through those various cannabis taxes and one-time payments, or if there is still a need for discussion at the committee level on those revenue sources.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, no, thank you. As far as I'm concerned with item one, I think we've seen or we've heard some of the impact on the past presentations concerning the marijuana income, and it looks like it's in the view of all the council members from our one of our last council meetings. As far as the second one goes, I would probably hold off on it just because there's huge uncertainty right now concerning anything going forward due to COVID. And actually, there was an article came out a few months ago during COVID saying that pretty much the future of mobility is dead as of right now because many of the aspects that were being pushed, many of those shops are closing up, or at least they're going to be delayed for a couple of years due to COVID. So I'm fine if it does come up, but I would probably hold off on it until, you know, there's a little bit more normalcy in and around our community.
Wow.
And anything else to add, Mayor?
I don't think so. I'm happy to hear Chairman Mondravel that the staff is preparing an update on the Safe Home, Safe Families program, and that's very encouraging to hear that. So I'm really happy with that, and your remarks are well taken on the future of mobility. I don't know. I haven't done enough thinking about that, but I don't know. I'm not against it at some point coming to the committee, but I think the whole concept too is about the future of downtown. Just as one example, the future of downtown, and I know that the city manager has expressed to me on numerous occasions the idea that there would be a corridor going to the downtown train station. So I'm very open to all of these agenda items, and I'm really happy to hear about Safe Homes, Safe Families.
Okay. No, thank you. I agree with you about Safe Home, Safe Families. And then second item, you know, when or if it does come up, I'm not against it, but, you know, probably should hold off probably a little bit, maybe give it a few months, but ultimately I think it'll depend on Council Member Lopez. You know, if she pushes for it, of course, we could always take it up at this committee level.
Very good.
That good enough,
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes, that does provide us the direction we need. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. There was no vote to this, if I'm not mistaken. That being the case, then we move on to item E, items for future agendas. And then Mayor, any items besides Safe Home, Safe Families?
Well, I would want to ask Ms. Golden about, you know, I know a lot of housing element items, arena-related items have come before the council. I guess it's a question to ask, when is that going to come to the committee next, and what would be coming to the committee?
Kathleen Mallory was actually here to answer questions on cannabis, but I'm going to see if she has any more detail on the timeline. I do know that we're holding a virtual meeting with the community in October on the 21st, using the direction that council just provided us at the last meeting to have those conversations, those policy questions now with the community. But roughly speaking, it's not until 2021 that we would be back to the committee to do a check-in and provide updates. But I'll see if Ms. Mallory wants to add any additional detail to that schedule.
Mayor, committee members, we envision bringing a draft to City Council probably the end of January, early February for full council. So potentially early January for committee. And that would be to review the admin draft of the housing element. And that is a tentative schedule at this time. We are having a community workshop to receive input on our sites and sites inventory process and different locations throughout the city. We're having that on October 22nd at 6 p.m. It's a virtual meeting, and you can get notifications regarding that meeting at oxnard.org /planning, and then linking to our housing element and housing element update. That's the update for that component.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. That was really my only question, and I thank you. That answers the question.
Okay, no, thank you very much. I have no items for future agendas at the moment. And with that, it looks like we are adjourned for today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.